The last thing we need to do before we export is we need to go back and look at everything and check and make sure that everything is good before we export. One thing that could be a problem is illegal video. If we hit Control Z, you can see that it'll pop up some green stripes. If you're a PC user, a lot of you probably hit that by accident because that's a PC shortcut for undo. But in Final Cut Pro, Control Z is the shortcut that lets us see whether our video is legal or illegal. We never want to send out illegal video. And we can see the green stripes are okay. Red stripes, like we see down in the papers here, is illegal. We don't want to see that. And you'll shoot a little bit in almost every story. This is really easy to fix. We're going to go to Effects tab, Video Filters, Color Correction, Broadcast Save. Now, as you saw down here, I lassoed all the video tracks. Just going to drop Broadcast Save right on it. Boom. Now, wherever we saw red lines before, they're green lines. Everything is within the legal limits. We don't have any illegal colors. We don't have any illegal whites. Everything is just right. That's so much of this is so quick and so easy that it's almost unbelievable how that it works at all, but it really does. And I think we have a good story now. It's nice and smooth. We've got Pad. She talks.
And many students are cramming and finishing up their projects at the last minute.
You feel that things are unmanageable, there's a lot to do and no time to do it.
You know, I might also go a little bit here. When Phil talks,
Projects at the last minute.
You feel
I might just let him talk a little bit before you see him. That's a technique that's pretty commonly used. If I want to do that, I'm going to leave my playhead where I just left it.
you feel that
You feel that? Okay, maybe that's where I want to stop. I'm going to use the roll tool here, and I could hit R. R pops up the roll tool, and just going to drag that last bit of high-angle B-roll there.
Projects at the last minute.
you feel that things are unmanageable.
That kind of an edit is really common. It leads us into bringing it makes everything flow a little bit more, and just keeps the story feeling like all one story rather than choppy. And we could do the same thing maybe with Dr. Moore here.
Are going through.
Students may not.
Going through.
Students may not realize that finals for teachers have that same kind of big workload at the end of the semester, but it hits us before it hits you because we have to think.
We notice all the
We have to write.
that sound is peaking at -30. The voices up here. I might go back and, you know, maybe Dr. Moore had a little peak somewhere that
Students may not realize that finals for teachers.
she had a little peak that was at -12, but overall she's talking a little soft, so I'm going to raise her a little bit. You would always do this at the end. You would never play with this level thing before you normalize. Remember, our peak was at -12. I've just taken her up 4 decibels from that. So our peak now is going to be -12 plus 4, which would be -8. So
Students may not realize.
So she
that
peaks a little higher than
finals
-12,
for teachers have that same
but she normalizes, or she levels out
But it hits us
at or near 12
because we have to
for
think
most of her
through it.
stuff.
We have to write the final. We have to ponder it. We have to test it.
While many students wait until the last minute to prepare, teachers start writing their finals as early as right after the midterm and prepare for finals throughout the whole semester.
So I just kind of want to make sure all my final projects and my papers are out of the way so I can maybe focus on studying for the actual
Oh,
finals.
there's a lot of bad camera work right here, just on the,
So I just kind of want to make sure all my finals.
you know, probably this guy moved or whatever, but maybe I'll roll that. Again, R gives us the roll tool. Cover up most of that camera move there.
Throughout the whole semester.
So I just kind of want to make sure all my final projects and my papers are out of the way so I can maybe focus on studying for the actual.
And that's unfortunate. You know, if you're trying to pick a soundbite that you should try to pick one, hopefully where there's not bad jerky camera moves. 5:29, that's almost 6 seconds. That's probably long enough. You know, I hate to go any shorter than that, but that's kind of what we're dealing with here, because there was that bad camera move at the beginning, and you can see the camera's still moving through this whole thing. As a photog, don't do a lot of camera movement like that, but
throughout the whole semester.
So I just kind of want to make sure all my final projects and my papers are out of the way, so I can.
That's not
be
super
focused on
noticeable.
studying for the actual finals during finals week.
we'll
And
get to
so
the stand-up.
Students aren't the only ones stressing out over finals. In fact, teachers have to.
That little book drop was louder than the louder than everything else there, so I'm going to bring this up about 2 decibels, maybe 3 decibels. So Allie's peaking around negative 12.
Concluded. Students aren't the only ones stressing out over finals. In fact, teachers have to prepare for them too. Allie Harris, TV 10 News.
And we have our pad, 10 seconds of pad. Don't forget that. That's important. And that's our editing.